Okay, last part. Second part of the 10th class. We'll go over one more organ, pericardium. Some systems would say we're done. There's only 5 yin. And pericardium should just be an appendage of the heart, but others say there's 6, so this would be the 6th. Let's figure out what you feel on it. Visceral layer. Parietal. Let's see. The parietal is on the outside. The visceral is closest to the organ. And there's a cavity in between, pericardial cavity. Double-walled sac that contains the heart and the roots of the great vessels. We'll go through the channel in just a bit. So we'll come back to that. So pericardium, a membrane around the heart. It protects the heart from exterior pathogenic factors, pathogenic factor attacks. It's not accorded an independent status as one of the Zongfu. Yeah, originally it was not. It wasn't a 6th yin organ. Yellow Emperor's interclassic. It was seen as an appendage of the heart, and originally considered the primary channel to treat the heart disorders. So the pericardium originally considered a primary channel. So this was this channel you would use, pericardium channel, to treat the heart. You wouldn't needle. There was no heart channel. You wouldn't needle the heart channel. So as a heart disorder, you work on the pericardium channel. And this was the theory for a long time. Why? Why wouldn't you? Why is there no heart channel? Why are there no heart points? Why can't we communicate to the heart? So here's a conversation between the Yellow Emperor who asked Chibo. Chibo's supposed to be like the all-knowing. Why does the hand, Xiaoyin's, why does this heart channel alone have no points, no shoe points? So the reply to the Yellow Emperor's question is the Xiaoyin is the heart vessel. And the heart is the great master of all 5 Zong and 6 Fu organs, meaning all 5 yin organs and all 6 yang organs, and is the abode of the spirit and essence. So that great master is the heart. It is stored so firmly that no pathogen can come to reside there. So yeah. If it does, then the heart would be injured and the spirit will depart. If the spirit departs, then there's death. It is for this reason that pathogens destined to attack the heart will attack the pericardium. So you can't treat the heart channel, because if you had access, then pathogens might have access. So the pericardium is the channel that is controlled by the heart. So if the heart likes what you're doing, then it'll receive the message through the pericardium. If it doesn't like the pathogen, then it won't speak to it. It'll just allow the pericardium to handle it. Therefore, the pericardium is a channel that is controlled by the heart, therefore the heart alone has no shoe points. So this is theory 4,600 years ago, 2600 BC. So for 2016, this is, 4,600 years ago, 5,000, whatever you want to call it, a long time ago. However, okay, so in chapter 2, the heart channel is described. So you can use, PC3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can use these points here as the heart channel. We know it today as the pericardium channel. Elsewhere, however, points are discussed on the heart channel. So all of a sudden, heart 7 is discussed. It doesn't make sense anything we were talking about as heart disorders. So this is a case of where there's a contradiction. Potentially different authors make up Yellow Emperor, or maybe different parts that were written at different times with different authors, different interpretations. However, interestingly, it's not until the systemic class of acupuncture moxibustion written in the 3rd century, so not 300 AD, or I guess the 3rd century is what, the 200s? 200 to 299 is called the 3rd century, because aren't we in the 21st century? Which is like the 2000s and up to 2099 as 21st century. So 3rd century would be like 200 to like 299 AD, I guess. So 200, so somewhere in that 200, so give it a 200 plus 2600, so like 28 or 2900 years, call it 3,000 years, call it like 3/5 of the history of our medicine. There was no needling, there was no heart channel. It was just pericardium. So for 3,000 years, not like 30 years, like 3/5 of the lineage of our, it's been this long for Chinese medicine, 5,000, 4,600 years. For this much of it, people didn't needle the heart channel. They just, it was always through the pericardium. It's only in the last 2,000 years. So written in the 3rd century that the heart channel shoe points were first discussed. So then they start outlining these guys. Kind of interesting. Maybe that's why it's hard to give up or hard to accept the pericardium as its own yin organ, because for 3/5 of the time it wasn't. I think it is. Here's just my opinion on the subject. I think it makes sense, the 12 organs, 12 hours, 2 hours per organ. The yin-qi cycles make sense. Yin-yang, each one getting a para-organ. What would happen to Sanjiao? What's Sanjiao's para-organ if there's no pericardium? What happened to that one? I don't know what happened with pericardium of Sanjiao. There's only 11. And also, what about the whole theory of the circuits, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd circuits? We're supposed to have 4 in each. What happens to that if the last one only has 3? And then how would all these hours get mixed up? There's only 11 hours. Anyways, I think, I don't know. My whole structure would have to change if there's only 11. So I'm holding on until there's a good reason to change. So why would you treat the pericardium? I sometimes think to treat the heart when it's more cardiac issues, and the pericardium where it's more emotional issues. But then sometimes that's not true at all, because heart is a 2nd circuit, so heart can be very much mental, emotional issues as an individual. Whereas pericardium, I would say, if being in the 3rd circuit, you might choose to treat if the issues are related to problems of how the person interrelates with other beings versus how they relate to themselves. Does that one vibe? Is that okay? That's how, you're making a choice. Because you get some same issue sometimes with small intestine versus large intestine. Why would you treat someone's got gut issues, why small intestine versus large intestine? I guess it's diverticulitis of the large intestine, use the large intestine, but sometimes not so clear. They just have gut issues. Sometimes I think since the large intestine's in the 1st circuit and the small intestine's in the 2nd circuit, and then the large intestine's about physically things getting blocked up and not moving through, and the small intestines are about emotional things getting locked up and not moving through. So if you have to choose, am I going to use a large intestine channel or a small intestine channel? I think if it's in the physical, I would probably choose large intestine. And if it's emotional, I would choose small intestine. Just one person's opinion. Anyways, back to the heart, pericardium. So, cardiac issues, palpitations, irregular heartbeat. Sounds also like heart. Spirit issues. Spirit issues is Shen, that's kind of spirit. But I might differentiate again. Spirit individual issues of the individual is heart. Spirit issues of how we interrelate is the pericardium. Chest disorders. Disharmony of the lungs. Chi stagnation. Stomach disorders. I mean, PC6 is our most famous point for nausea. Disorders of the lateral costal region. Febrile. Fevers. Axilla swelling and pain. Mental confusion. Coma. You just got to wrestle with these a little bit. Or just, not wrestle with it. Develop a relationship with it. It's a better word. It's not a fight. It's a relationship. So, a couple things for you to consider. Is the pericardium its own organ, or is it a heart protector? Heart's last line of defense against invading pathogens is at the pericardium. Emperor is surrounded by a dense circle of intermediaries, which is the pericardium. Network of finely meshed pathways around the heart. Pericardium. Heart's chi and blood passes on way to and from the body landscape through the pericardium. Integral part of extended heart network. It's like the administration. It's pericardium. Just some thoughts. If we talk about pathogens, evils entering the body, we always mean the pathogen has advanced to the pericardium. Always. Gosh, Nate Jinx is always. Okay. Who am I to argue? If the pathogen would indeed advance to the actual innermost where all mental and physical functions are conceived and coordinated, results would be like that of a foreign rebel advancing to throne room of imperial palace, demise of country results. Just some thoughts. Let's do a little meditation on the pericardium, if that's okay. Check out your legs if you're getting sore. Han Shaoyin pericardium meridian pathway. The channel originates the center of the chest where it connects with the pericardium. It descends through the diaphragm to the abdomen, through all three jowls, upper, middle, and lower jowl. One branch moves from inside the chest, emerges near the anterior axillary fold, the armpit, goes over the axilla, follows the anterior medial aspect of the upper arm, between the lung and the heart channels. To the cubital fossa of the elbow, and descends between the tendons of the palmaris longus and the flexor carpi radialis muscles to the palm. And travels along the middle finger to terminate at the tip. And another branch moves from the palm, follows the radial aspect of the ring finger to the tip. in just a few more moments. Bring your energy back to your heart. Bring your energy back to your pericardium. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling. Back to the breath. Open your heart, send loving intentions out to the world. Feel how we interrelate with all beings in the spirit of the pericardium. Just a few more breaths. When you're ready, you can bring your hands to your heart. May all the good merits of this practice be offered in liberation of all beings from suffering. May all the good merits of this class today and this whole course over the last 10 weeks be offered to liberation of all beings from suffering. May all beings live in happiness and joy, ease of heart, free of fear, with enough food to eat, to all the great teachers that have come to us in the past, that are with us in the present, that come to us in the future. We bow at lotus feet. Give honor and praise, gratitude. And when you're ready, you can slowly allow yourself to come out of your practice and allow your eyes to open. Any questions first of all about that practice? Pretty deep. Yeah. Good for our Shen, good for our spirit, good for our heart opening, good for quieting our mind. Liver pericardium gets to Shui Yin, third circuit. Deeper connection to our spirit, goes beyond the body, goes beyond the emotions and the individual self, goes to the spirit, how we interrelate with all beings. Yes, today's class is about going over the pericardium and liver, and the whole course is, to try to expose you guys to various forms of meditation practices that at least I've been introduced to. Some Native American, we did some Indian, like India, like Buddhist, Hindu, Western, TCM, anatomical meditations. Just try to expose you to many styles and forms and walking practice, sound practices, guided practices. I think the postures you can play with. I think the techniques you can play with. I think ultimately it's about coming out with your own fit that works best for you and helping your patients come up with a style that may work for them, helping them just to educate them what's available. And at the end of the day, if you could just, give a little something to all beings, maybe be service, maybe be of help to all beings who are suffering, then I think you're going in the right direction. If it's just about yourself and this, that, and the other thing, just for me and my, get me out of my suffering, over time you may lose interest and you won't feel the support of the universe around you because you seem to be doing it all yourself. But if you kind of tap into that vibration of I'm part of all, I'm dedicating this to all, and all is supporting and supporting me, then the total luminosity of the room increases. Remember that Zen one about transferring merit, and all candles getting light. So the whole total brightness of the room increases. Any questions? As you can see, the closing curtains are upon us. Any questions? Went through the papers, forget the week business. It's all screwed up. But the papers were great. Made some comments about that earlier on. The journals, thank you for taking that opportunity to do that. So I got this back to you guys. I forgot to mention there is an ongoing homework. Try to integrate it sometime into your day. Some of you guys like morning, some of you like evening. Some of it may change in 6 months or in 10 years. Sometimes you may take a break for a few years in your practice. Other times you're just not. You're very focused on the practice. Everything under the sun. But I would try to, take it to heart, a meditation practice that may suit you, even if it's 5-10 minutes every day or 15-30 minutes, whatever works for you. And if you like to journal. If you like to take half day in silence, then do that. Or if you like to fast, do that. Things to help cultivate energy coming in. It's very good for your health and well-being and very good for you as a caregiver. No way you can teach that to others if you haven't gone through a bit of it yourself. I don't know if there's no way, but it's much more challenging if you haven't worked on all of it yourself. I don't know if we're going to be doing all this. Singing bowls, shavasana, chanting Om, dedication. We'll just hold the space, send it out to the universe. That's essentially the closing comments I already made. Again, just keeping in mind to be of service to those that are suffering, that are many. Explore body, mind, and spirit, relaxing the stored tension in the body, releasing habitual thoughts and emotions, and cultivating insight. These are all important. And practice our commitment to the present moment is strong, our compassionate hearts open, and our dedication to the well-being of all is peace. That's all I got. There's some references. Take the credits at the end. So, good to see you all. Nice to meet you all. Nice to work with you all. Thank you for, holding the space. Love practicing with you. It was a great group. I was just in administration earlier, and how'd the course go? I said, this is a great group, this course. I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for, making it really special. Good luck to all of you. You have my info if you ever need to reach out and contact, stuff like that. If you ever want to drop into a class in a future quarter, you can just come on in every Wednesday. Every quarter seems like we do it, 10 till noon. Week 4 of this quarter is the same as week 4 of next quarter. Week 8, same as week 8. You always just let us know and just come on in. If you want to do many of them, then go take care of that with the administration. But if you just want to drop in, you're welcome to. And if you ever want to drop by my clinic just to see other clinics, you know how to reach me. Welcome to my center, to come check out the center, see what we're up to there. And I encourage you to go check out other centers just the same to see what you like. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.